In a shocking turn of events that has the entire internet buzzing, a late-night video featuring Yandy Smith and a mystery man has just gone viral, sending fans, followers, and even close friends into a frenzy of speculation. But it's not just the video that has people talking. It's Mendeecees' explosive reaction that's now setting social media on fire. Within hours of the clip surfacing, whispers turned into full-blown chaos, with fans demanding answers, insiders dropping cryptic comments, and rumors spiraling out of control. What was Yandy doing out so late? Who was the man beside her? And more importantly, how did Mendeecees find out? Sources close to the couple say the moment he saw the footage, Mendeecees lost it. Phone calls were made, doors were slammed, and in an emotional outburst that left even those closest to him stunned, he reportedly confronted Yandy with questions she couldn't or wouldn't answer. Meanwhile, fans are divided, some rushing to defend Yandy, while others believe she's finally been caught in something deeper than anyone expected. Tonight, we're diving deep into this scandal that's got reality TV fans glued to their screens. You won't believe how far this drama goes, and trust us, this is just the beginning. As the sun rose on what seemed like just another quiet day in the world of reality TV, everything changed in a matter of hours. The video, just 45 seconds long, was first uploaded by an anonymous account around 2:13 a.m. and began spreading like wildfire across Instagram and TikTok by morning. In the clip, Yandy Smith, known for her composed demeanor and steady image, is seen exiting a dimly lit lounge in Midtown Manhattan. But she wasn't alone. By her side was a tall, well-dressed man with a distinctive tattoo on his neck, whispering into her ear and holding what looked suspiciously like her hand. The two shared a quick, seemingly intimate moment before getting into a black SUV and driving off into the night. Immediately, fans were in disbelief. Comments exploded with speculation. That's not Mendeecees. And is she cheating? Flooded every repost. The video had no sound, but the body language spoke volumes. And what made it worse was the timestamp. It was well past midnight, a time Yandy usually spends at home with her kids or working on business matters. But this looked different. This looked personal. When Mendeecees woke up that morning, his phone was already buzzing nonstop. Missed calls, DMs, tags, and text messages had piled up overnight. Initially brushing it off as routine internet chatter, everything changed when his cousin sent him the link with a one-word message, "Yo." According to sources close to Mendeecees, his face went pale. He clicked the video, watched it in silence, then watched it again. By the third replay, he stood up, grabbed his keys, and stormed out of the house without saying a word. Back at the couple's home, tension had already begun brewing. Yandy hadn't yet addressed the video publicly, but fans noticed she had turned off comments on her recent Instagram posts and removed her story highlights featuring her and Mendeecees together. That only fueled the rumors further. What was she hiding? Why wasn't she speaking up? And more importantly, what was her man thinking? According to a friend of the couple who spoke on the condition of anonymity, Mendeecees was furious, betrayed, and confused all at once. He reportedly drove around the city for hours, avoiding phone calls and ignoring messages from producers, family, and even his own kids. For someone who'd already endured a public relationship full of ups and downs, including incarceration, parenting struggles, and loyalty tests, this new scandal felt like a slap in the face. But then came the explosive confrontation. Just before noon, Mendeecees returned home. Yandy was in the kitchen, trying to keep things normal, acting like nothing had happened. But Mendeecees wasn't having it. "You got something to tell me?" he said, walking in without even taking his shoes off. Yandy paused, knowing exactly what he meant. "I don't know what you're talking about," she said, almost too calmly. Mendeecees pulled out his phone and slammed it on the counter, the screen still showing the paused video. "This," he growled. "You don't know what this is." Yandy stared at the screen, then looked away. "It's not what it looks like." Mendeecees' voice rose. "Then what is it, Yandy? Because from where I'm standing, it looks like you out at 2 a.m. with some dude all up in your face." The argument escalated quickly, voices were raised. Accusations flew like daggers. Yandy insisted that the man was just a business associate, that they had left a networking event, and that everything was being blown out of proportion. But Mendeecees wasn't convinced. If it's just business, why the secrecy? He demanded, "Why ain't you tell me you were going out that late? Why you sneaking around like that?" Tears welled up in Yandy's eyes. "Because I knew you'd react like this. You never trust me, no matter what I do." The fight turned emotional, with years of unresolved tension bubbling to the surface. Yandy reminded him of how she held him down while he was in prison, of how she raised the kids and ran their businesses, all while being judged by the world. Mendeecees, on the other hand, accused her of forgetting the loyalty he'd shown since his release, of pushing him away while pretending everything was perfect for the cameras. The kids, hearing the yelling, stayed locked in their rooms. The household energy shifted. Even the staff, used to occasional spats, said they had never seen this level of tension between the two. Meanwhile, social media continued to explode. The Shade Room posted a blurry screenshot of the video with the caption, "Yandy spotted out late with mystery man." Mendeecees hasn't commented yet. Comments poured in, some mocking, some concerned, many ruthless. "She been too quiet lately. Something's up." Not surprised. He'd been boring since he got out. Yandy about to be single again. A few celebrities even chimed in subtly. One former Love and Hip Hop castmate posted a cryptic message. "Some people ain't as faithful as they look on IG. Trust me." That only sent fans into further speculation. Was this someone who knew the inside story? As the online storm continued, Mendeecees left the house again, this time heading to his cousin's apartment in the Bronx. He needed space, time to think, and more than anything, clarity. Sources say he barely slept that night, pacing back and forth while watching the video on loop, rewinding every frame, looking for something, anything, that would prove Yandy's innocence, or confirm his worst fears. But the longer he stared, the more confused he became. The man in the video didn't look like just a business associate. His body language was too familiar, too close. And Yandy, she looked comfortable. Not guilty, not awkward, comfortable. Back at home, Yandy made a phone call to someone she hadn't spoken to in months, her longtime friend and former assistant, Tasha. The two had fallen out over business years ago, but Yandy needed someone to talk to, someone who didn't judge her. In a hushed tone, she explained everything. "Tasha, I swear it wasn't what it looked like. But he don't believe me." "Well then, why'd you let yourself be seen with dude like that?" Tasha asked. "You know, people always watching you. I didn't even know he was gonna walk me out. It just happened. I didn't think it would be a big deal. But it is a big deal, Yandy. You know how this looks. You need to fix this before it gets worse." And worse, it did get. By late afternoon, someone dug up a photo of the mystery man. Turns out, he wasn't just a random business associate. He was a music exec known in the industry for mixing business with pleasure. That revelation alone sent fans spiraling. Was this more than just a misunderstanding? Was there history between them? And if so, did Mendeecees know? That's when part 2 of the drama kicked off. Because as the day turned to night, Mendeecees made a move no one expected. Not a tweet, not an Instagram post, but something that would set off even more chaos than the video itself. Mendeecees didn't speak out on Instagram. He didn't go live. He didn't release a statement. Instead, he did something far more personal and far more shocking. Late that night, without warning, he unfollowed Yandy on Instagram. No explanation, no caption, just a clean break. And for their millions of followers, that was all the confirmation they needed. The internet exploded once again, not the unfollow. "It's really over. He done with her, watch." People began screen recording his following list, tagging blogs, and even comparing past social media behavior to dig for signs they might have missed. Within minutes, Yandy's name began trending on Twitter, and fan pages started posting throwback clips of happier times, captioned with "RIP to this era." But that wasn't the only blow Mendeecees delivered. A few hours later, he posted a cryptic quote to his Instagram story, white text over a black screen. Sometimes the people closest to you will show you why you should have kept your distance. No tags, no context, but everyone knew who he was talking about. Yandy saw the post while lying in bed, staring at the ceiling, unable to sleep. She clutched her phone, her heart racing. Her first instinct was to call him, then to text, then to do nothing. She knew whatever she said now, it would be twisted, reposted, and dissected by the world. Instead, she chose silence. But silence, as the world was watching, only looked like guilt. Meanwhile, Mendeecees wasn't just hurt. He was embarrassed, publicly. For a man who had fought so hard to rebuild his image after prison, to be seen as a provider, a husband, and a changed man, this felt like betrayal with a megaphone. And it wasn't just about the video. It was the trust. The questions he had never dared to ask now came roaring to the surface. At a family dinner, the next evening with his mother and cousin Ty, Mendeecees opened up more than anyone expected. He sat in silence for a while, pushing his food around, before finally saying, "You know what hurts the most? Not that she was out with dude, it's that she ain't even tell me. Like I ain't deserve the truth." His mom, always the quiet observer, leaned in and asked softly, "You think it was more than just a business meeting?" "I don't know," he said, shaking his head. "But it don't feel right. Something's off. And she ain't acting like somebody who's innocent." The conversation hit deep. Ty added, "Bro, you've been down for her. You did your time, came home, stayed loyal, built everything back up. If she's slipping now, maybe she was never solid in the first place." The room fell quiet. Mendeecees sat back, arms crossed, jaw tight. The pain wasn't just emotional, it was personal. He had trusted Yandy with everything, his freedom, his children, his future. And now, he couldn't even trust what she said about a 45-second video. Meanwhile, Yandy was in crisis mode. Her team advised her to stay off social media, but she knew silence couldn't last forever. Calls were coming in from the network. Love and hip-hop producers were already sniffing the drama and wanted to capture it on camera. But Yandy refused. Not yet. This wasn't storyline drama to her. This was real. Behind the scenes, she had her own version of the story. According to sources close to her, the man in the video, Marcus M.G. James, a senior executive at a new entertainment label, had been aggressively pursuing Yandy for a potential collaboration. She claimed she had no idea someone was filming, and that the hand-holding was simply MG guiding her to the car. It wasn't romantic, she insisted to a friend. It was just awkward timing and bad optics. But here's the twist. Yandy had known MG in college. They weren't strangers. And while nothing had ever happened between them, there had always been rumors that he had a thing for her. Even Mendeecees had questioned their friendship years ago, back when MG had popped up at a charity gala and acted a little too familiar. So when fans started piecing things together, it didn't take long before conspiracy theories ran wild. What if MG been waiting for his moment? What if Yandy been playing both sides? This ain't no coincidence. And then, another bombshell dropped. MG posted to his Instagram a black and white photo of him and Yandy laughing together, clearly taken at the same lounge that night, with the caption, "Business and pleasure. Never mix the two, or do you?" The internet lost it. Thousands of comments flooded in within minutes, some praising his audacity, others calling him out for being messy. But one thing was certain, he knew exactly what he was doing. Yandy was livid. She immediately called MG, demanding he take the post down. "You're playing with my life, my marriage, my family," she yelled. MG didn't flinch. "Relax, I didn't tag you. And it's just a photo. You know damn well what it looks like. You're adding fuel to a fire that's already burning." MG sighed. "Look, Yandy, maybe the fire was already there. I just lit the match." That sentence stuck with her. She hung up, fuming, heart pounding. Was MG trying to sabotage her? Or was he exposing something she wasn't ready to admit? By this time, fans had already taken sides. Team Mendeecees was loud, vocal, and unforgiving. They flooded Yandy's old posts with snake emojis and comments like, "You don't deserve him. He held you down, and this is how you repay him." Team Yandy, though smaller, defended her fiercely. "You don't know the full story. This doesn't prove anything. You'll just want to see a black couple fall apart." Even Yandy's close friend, Juju, tried to step in. She posted a now-deleted tweet that read, "People love to judge based on clips and captions, but real love don't fold over rumors." Still, the damage was done. Back at Mendeecees' cousin's apartment, he sat watching MG's Instagram post over and over, each time feeling his blood boil a little more. His cousin tried to calm him down, saying, "Bro, don't let that clown get to you. You bigger than this." But Mendeecees shook his head. He knew what he was doing. "That man want what I got. He'd been waiting for this moment." And then, almost under his breath, he added, "Maybe she gave it to him." The sentence hung heavy in the air. His cousin looked at him, wide-eyed. "You really think she cheated?" Mendeecees didn't answer. But deep down, he didn't know anymore. Everything felt like a blur. The timeline, the silence, the smiles, the secrets, all the trust they'd rebuilt now felt like it was crumbling. Oh, one viral post at a time. And just when fans thought it couldn't get messier, Yandy broke her silence. Yandy finally spoke, but not through a blog, not through an interview, not even through a carefully worded caption. She went live. No makeup, hoodie pulled low, sitting in her home office with bags under her eyes and tension in every breath. And within seconds, tens of thousands of viewers joined the stream, hearts flying up the screen, comments flooding in like a tidal wave. Everyone wanted answers. She started slow, voice trembling slightly. "I'm not here to entertain y'all. I'm here because I'm tired. Tired of the lies, the narratives, the way folks think they can take 45 seconds and erase 14 years." The chat went crazy. "Speaky, why do you lie? We watching? Don't cry, girl." She continued, "First of all, yes, I went out with MJ. And yes, I should have told Mendeecees. That was my mistake. But before y'all build a whole soap opera out of it, let me be real clear. There was no affair, no kiss, no hookup. Nothing disrespectful happened. He was pitching a business idea. I was listening. That's it." But she wasn't done. Yandy leaned closer to the camera, eyes full of fire. "But what hurts me the most is not the blogs, not the fans, not even the DMs I've been getting. What hurts is that the man who said he'd always believe in me was so quick to doubt me." That line hit hard. Fans clipped it within minutes. It was everywhere. "Mendeecees was so quick to doubt me." A new headline for the drama. In that moment, the tone of the narrative shifted. People started asking different questions. Why didn't he talk to her first? Why air her out like that without proof? Is Mendeecees projecting? But as the live continued, Yandy broke down further. Her voice cracked as she talked about their past. How she stood by him when he was locked up. How she held their family down. How she kept his name clean in public, even when people were calling him everything but a man. "You know what I didn't do?" she said, eyes glistening. "I didn't post cryptic messages. I didn't unfollow him. I didn't go looking for reasons to stop believing. I held on even when it hurt." The comments began to shift. Sympathy grew. Even some Team Mendeecees supporters were now pausing, reconsidering. But while Yandy was fighting for her side, Mendeecees was watching the live alone. Silently, eyes narrowed, jaw clenched. And something inside him cracked. For the first time in days, he didn't feel angry. He felt unsure. "She always been good with words," he muttered to himself. But then a text came through. From his own sister, Maya. She'd been quiet this whole time, but her message was simple. You need to talk to her. Not the internet. Her. And just like that, Mendeecees got up, grabbed his keys, and headed out. Meanwhile, back at Yandy's house, she had just ended her live when there was a knock at the door. At first, she didn't move. She assumed it was one of the neighbors, maybe Press. But then the knock came again, harder, familiar. She walked to the door, hesitated, and opened it. There he was. Mendeecees. No words, just tension. They stood in silence for a full 10 seconds, eyes locked, pain written all over both their faces. "You came," Yandy said softly. "I had to," he replied. "We can't do this like them." She nodded, stepped aside, and let him in. What followed was one of the most intense, raw, and emotional conversations they'd ever had. And though the cameras weren't rolling, if they had been, it would have broken the internet. They sat across from each other, no phones, no filters. "You think I betrayed you?" she asked. He didn't answer right away. Then, "I think you forgot how to protect us." Yandy swallowed hard. "And you think you protected me by blasting me online?" "That wasn't the plan. I didn't know what to think." "You could have asked me," she whispered. "Like a man. Like my husband." That line stung. Mendeecees looked away, ashamed. "I ain't perfect, Yandy," he said. "I'm learning every day. But that video, it made me feel like a joke. Like I'm the last one to know." "I get that. And I'm sorry. I should have told you about the meeting. But you also have to stop thinking I'm out here playing you. That's not who I am." Silence again. And then, surprisingly, Mendeecees reached for her hand. A gesture so simple, yet so loaded with emotion. "I don't want to lose us," he said, "but I can't fight for something alone." Yandy's eyes well up. "You don't have to. I'm here. I'm still here." And just like that, the ice between them began to thaw. But even as this emotional reconnection was happening, the outside world wasn't slowing down. MJ, still riding the viral wave, booked an interview with a major podcast, teasing he had more receipts and suggesting that Yandy wasn't as innocent as she claimed. "I'm not saying we slept together," he said in a preview clip, "but I'm also not gonna lie and say the vibe was strictly business. She ain't pull away when I touched her hand." The comment set off another storm. Fan reactions were immediate. "He's trying to ruin her. So now it's about vibes? This man messy AF." Yandy was furious. When she saw the clip, she immediately called her attorney. "This is defamation. He's baiting the public for clout. I want to shut this down." But her lawyer had a different idea. Sometimes silence isn't power. Sometimes you have to hit back with the truth. And just like that, Yandy made a decision. She would do her own sit-down interview. No edits. No filters. Just her truth, and the receipts she hadn't shown yet, including private texts from MJ that showed him repeatedly flirting, pushing boundaries, and even sending her a drunken voice note saying, "You know, this was always more than business." But before the interview could drop, another twist hit the headlines. A leaked voicemail from Mendeecees, sent to one of his closest friends, got out. In it, his voice was tired, defeated. "I don't know, man. I just feel like maybe me and Yandy been forcing something that died a while ago. Maybe we stayed together because we were scared to let go." The recording went viral within hours. Fans were shook. Did he just admit they were faking it for the cameras? This might be the end, father. And now all eyes were back on them. Not just waiting for the next post or interview, but wondering if the very foundation of their relationship had been fake for years. Just when it seemed like healing was happening, another wave of mistrust had hit. Would they survive it? The voicemail played on loop across every major gossip page, every fan thread, every reaction video on YouTube. Mendeecees' tired voice echoing. "Maybe we stayed together because we were scared to let go." The damage was instant. Overnight, hashtags began trending. Hashtag Yandy deserves better. Hashtag is this themed. Hashtag fake love exposed. Some fans were heartbroken. Others were livid. But most were just stunned. After everything, this was his truth. Back at home, Yandy sat frozen, her phone buzzing uncontrollably as friends, family, and even casual followers reached out with questions, concern, and in some cases, rage. How could he say that? Her cousin Denise shouted over the phone. "After all you've been through together." But Yandy didn't respond. She stared at her phone, her heart heavy, hands trembling. For the first time since this saga began, she looked defeated. She whispered to herself, maybe he meant it. Maybe he's been checked out this whole time. Just then, her daughter came into the room holding a drawing. "Look, Mommy, it's you and Daddy and me. We're happy." And just like that, the pain turned to resolve. Yandy stood up. "No, I'm not going out like this," she muttered. That same night, she reached out to the podcast producer and confirmed her sit-down. No fluff, no PR strategy, just her voice, her story, and the full truth. Meanwhile, Mendeecees was spiraling. The leak wasn't part of the plan. He'd sent that voice note weeks ago, in a moment of deep insecurity. It wasn't supposed to be public. And now the world thought he was giving up. Worse, Yandy hadn't called him since it dropped. He sat in his car, outside their home, staring at the light in the living room window. He wanted to go in, say something, fix it, but he couldn't move. His guilt was paralyzing. The next morning, fans woke up to a shock. Yandy's exclusive interview was live, a surprise drop. No teaser, no announcement, just raw footage of her sitting across from the host, eyes steady, emotions thick. She started with a warning. "What I'm about to say might make people uncomfortable, but I'm done protecting everyone except myself." The interview was an emotional roller coaster. Yandy exposed everything. The texts from MG, the screenshots, even the voice note MG left her just a day after the viral video, begging her not to overreact publicly. She then addressed Mendeecees' voicemail head-on. "That message hurt," she said, "not because it was public, but because I've been fighting for us every single day while he was out here questioning if it was even real. Maybe the cameras made it easy for him to pretend, but I was never pretending." She wiped a tear. "I'm a wife. I'm a mother. I'm a woman who's made mistakes, sure, but I've never stopped being real. And if that's not enough for him anymore, then maybe it's time I stop trying to prove myself." By the end of the interview, fans were floored. The comments section exploded. Yandy's being realer than she ever has. Mendeecees fumbled a queen. "This hurts to watch, but I respect her so much more." The video racked up over 1 million views in just 5 hours. And then, out of nowhere, Mendeecees posted a response video. Just him, sitting on a bench at the park, hoodie pulled up, looking tired and conflicted. "I never meant to hurt her," he said. "That voicemail, it was real, but it wasn't the full picture. I was in my head. I was scared. Scared that I wasn't enough. Scared she'd moved on. Scared I'd already lost her." He paused, then added, "I didn't realize how much I needed her until I saw her walking away." He didn't beg for forgiveness. He didn't shift blame. But he ended with a line that shook fans once more. "If she wants out, I'll understand. But if she's still got room for us, I'll spend the rest of my life making this right." That line set off another wave of reactions. Fans were now divided. She should walk away. She's done enough. Nah, they belong together. He's finally owning it. This is the most raw I've ever seen Mendeecees. But amidst the chaos, another twist hit. A new blog post surfaced, claiming MG had doctored parts of the original video, the one that started all this. A close source leaked that MG edited out audio where Yandy clearly stated, "My husband doesn't play about disrespect." Screenshots allegedly proved MG had been shopping the video to different outlets, offering exclusivity in exchange for cash. That revelation changed everything. Now the narrative flipped again. This wasn't about infidelity. It was about manipulation. About someone from the outside deliberately trying to ruin what Yandy and Mendeecees had. Fans called for MG to be canceled. His brand took a hit. He posted a weak apology, claiming he never meant to cause damage, but the damage was done. Yandy posted a short response. Truth always finds a way. As things slowly began to settle, Mendeecees showed up at Yandy's doorstep one last time. Not to argue, not to explain, but to listen. They sat down. No cameras, no phones, just them. "I saw everything," he said. "Your interview, the leaks, the lies. I let my own fear push me into doubt. And I'm sorry for not trusting you, for making you fight this alone." Yandy looked at him. "It wasn't just fear, Mendeecees. It was pride, and it almost cost us everything." He nodded, guilt in his eyes. "I know, but if you let me, I'll start from scratch. I'll rebuild what we lost." Yandy didn't say yes, but she didn't say no either. Instead, she walked over to him, and placed her hand on his chest. "I'm tired," she whispered, "but I'm not done." And with that, a flicker of hope returned. The drama wasn't over. The healing had just begun. But for the first time in weeks, it felt like maybe, just maybe, they still had a chance. But fans aren't convinced yet. Not fully. Some think Yandy's heart won't ever be the same. Some wonder if Mendeecees has truly learned anything. And others? They're just waiting for the next twist. Because if there's one thing this saga has taught everyone, it's that in the world of love, betrayal, and viral videos, nothing is ever what it seems. So now the world is watching, holding its breath. Will Yandy give Mendeecees one more chance? Or has too much damage been done to ever go back? After all the betrayal, the public embarrassment, the twisted truths, and painful revelations, can this relationship be saved? Or is this the beginning of the end for one of reality TV's most iconic couples? We saw the heartbreak. We felt the tension. We watched a family unravel in front of millions. But the question remains, was this a moment of weakness, or the truth finally slipping out? And let's not forget the one who started it all, MJ. Is he really done stirring the pot? Or is there still more dirt to come out? Because let's be real, when people play dirty in the shadows, it's only a matter of time before another bomb drops. But what do you think? Should Yandy take him back, or walk away for good? Was Mendeecees genuinely sorry, or just scared to lose the spotlight? And do you believe this is the last twist in their saga, or are we only scratching the surface? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We're reading everything. Don't forget to like this video if you've been following the drama from day one. And make sure to subscribe with notifications on, because trust us, you don't want to miss what's coming next. This story is far from over, and when the next chapter breaks, we'll be the first to bring it to you. Stay locked in, because in the world of fame, betrayal, and late-night viral chaos, one thing's for sure: anything can happen.